What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is October the 28th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today on this fun Monday morning. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, not a lot in data points coming out today that you need to really take note of. Tomorrow going forward, especially with companies unveiling their earnings, as well as just a lot of the crazy data points that are coming out. That's essentially the Super Bowl in the broader market. But today is rather timid for data points. What is causing the markets to go up right now, though? So Dow is up 0.21, S&P up 0.37, and NASDAQ is up 0.6, and that is because of oil going down 6.23%. So typically they do have a kind of inverse reaction to each other. So oil going down is largely because of Israel. So Israel did not retaliate over the weekend as what a lot of people were kind of anticipating. So as a byproduct, oil is going down. So I don't think anyone's going to complain all that much based on that. Fear and greed index is under the greed category, so 59, meaning people's appetite for risk is on the table, but it has been diminishing, so something just to kind of keep in mind. Moving on, SOFI. So SOFI does have their earnings coming out tomorrow before the market does open. Over the last 1 month, it is at 40.72%. So absolutely amazing run. And historically speaking, SOFI has always had these types of runs, not to this magnitude leading into their earnings though, but regardless of the results, it does typically sell off. So we'll just have to wait and see what does happen this time around. This is the current estimates by analysts. So 4 cents for the earnings per share, 633.8 million for the revenue. So all in all, should make for a very interesting day tomorrow. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Shorts though, still somewhat lingering. So I'll give you an overview of that. 16.79% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 175.61 million shares. So don't know why shorts are still lingering around with SOFI. My only guess is that they are anticipating history to repeat itself and for it to pull back as what it has done in the past. But if for whatever reason it doesn't, then yeah, you could see a pretty nice squeeze as a kind of result of that. But right now with that $11.19, right below this R1, so it's trading between the pivot and R1. 11 will be a strong support, 11.22 will be the resistance slash target, and potentially if FOMO 2.0 or now 3.0 does continue or start, then $11.32 and $11.52 are going to be the following kind of targets for today. So let me know your thoughts on that. Moving on, ticker LGVN. It is down slightly, but a lot of volume. This is what they do. Biotech, 24 employees. For those of you that have been watching my channel, biotechs aren't my thing. For the most part, I still cover them, obviously, because a lot of volume is getting in and out of it, obviously, but still, as far as just my enthusiasm towards biotechs, not that much. So what is causing all that volatility today so far is because of this news. So do your own due diligence at the end of the day if this is something worthwhile for you to take note of or not. But 7.57% of the free float is being shorted, so they're not really going to play that big of a part in today overall, but right now with it at $2.20, it is trading between this R1 and R2. So 216 will be a strong support, 223 will be the next strong resistance slash target. So yeah, it's kind of hard to, it seems like okay, somewhat news, like I guess 83% success or survival. So I don't know if that's good for biotechs for results or not. So once again, do your own due diligence. NIO is recovering. No actual news associated to NIO this morning, no SEC filings, no stimulus coming from China, but NIO is recovering based on the technicals. So on Friday, it was able to successfully get above their 200-day moving average, and right now it's fighting and getting above that 50-day moving average. So 50-day moving average right now is $5.30. So yeah, it's doing pretty good right now. It is somewhat heavily shorted, so 14.37% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 191.96 million shares. Pre-market though, shorts are returning 459,000 shares. So of course that is also aiding in its really moving higher. So yeah, it's something to keep note of right now with it at $5.38, trading between this S1 and the pivot. So 505 will be a strong support, and then 548 will be the next strong resistance point for today. And smack dab in the middle, you have 530 being that 50-day moving average, and I believe it was $5.15 being that 200-day moving average. So just take note of some of those. Moving on to ticker GLUE. It is up quite a lot, 32.52% pre-market. A lot of money is getting in, and that is because of this. So it looks like they did announce a global license agreement. Based on this, it shows that they are getting 150 million upfront, possibly up to 2.1 billion, dependent on a lot of different factors, but market cap right now is 300 million. So essentially, if they're getting 150 mil right off the top, then yeah, that's somewhat justifying of a nice push higher, but it is somewhat heavily shorted. So 13.99% of the free float is being shorted right now, with it at 625 though, trading between this pivot and R1. So 642 will be the strong resistance / target. 687 will be the following one, then 569. I don't see that being touched whatsoever, and it possibly might touch and trade between this R1 and R2 today, all dependent on the actual news. Like I said, even where it is sitting at doesn't really fully encumber that 150 mil, so the market's giving a little bit of a discount for that. So yeah, I think that once the market does open, it'll push between the R1 and R2. Can't see it justified to stay above that 687 just based on that news, but what do I know, right? Moving on, DJT is getting a lot of volume, and I think just based on everything that's been coming out on social media, he's gaining more and more popularity. The elections are coming right around the corner. So yeah, I think he's this is how people are hedging with him potentially winning. But at the same time, this is coming into play, so people's appetite for risk is on the table, and they are choosing DJT to be kind of the outlet for that. And on a side note, it is somewhat heavily shorted, so 23.46% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 15.08 million shares. So these are some of the hot stocks that big money is really gravitating towards. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. 2 things: take advantage of this promo because it gives you 8 free shares. Each share is valued up to $2,000. Kick-ass deal. Link to this is in the description below and also the comments. And I did launch membership, so if you like my channel, want to support the growth, you could definitely do so. Or if you want buy signals on stocks and options, there's a tier for that as well. And with all that, appreciate all of you watching.